Hi everybody, good morning. This is Liz Davis. I am a nutritionist and I specialise in digestive health for busy women. And I use the latest gut testing, and so I use state-of-the-art testing, supplements, dietary and lifestyle upgrades to help people to get back to feeling their best and operating as they should do and enjoying life as they should do. So today I was going to talk to you about one of the big blights on our day-to-day living, and that's bloating, because it really can be a big problem for a lot of people. Not only is it very, very uncomfortable, it can sometimes get so bad that we can't fit into our clothes, and it kind of gets progressively worse sometimes throughout the day. So the clothes you had on in the morning were perfectly comfortable. By the time you get to the end of the day, things are, feeling very tight, and it can be really quite unpleasant. So I was going to do a quick rundown of what sort of things cause bloating, and then a few quick tips that you can sort of implement quite quickly to get things under control and get yourself feeling back to normal again. Now, I do just want to mention that sometimes with bloating, occasionally it can be down to something quite serious, but I mean, this is only occasionally. So if you do have bloating that doesn't go away on its own, or with a few kind of tweaks and alterations to what you do day to day, then absolutely nip along to your GP and just get it checked out. But by and large, most of the time, it's down to something which can be remedied quite easily. So what causes bloating then? Well, it can be caused by any one of a number of things. Commonly, it can be because people aren't producing adequate levels of the enzymes required to break down protein foods. High protein foods tend to take quite a lot of effort to break down, and you need the right enzymes in your digestive system to break them down effectively. So that can be one of the reasons. The next reason can be that you're having a similar problem but with your carbohydrates and sugar foods. So they get broken down further along the digestive system, so they can that can always cause bloating as well. You may have an imbalance going on in your gut microbiome, so you may have a lot of bacteria that cause a lot of very bloaty species in there that are causing lots of problems for you. Testing can show us what you might have going on, and then gives us clear direction and how we can get on top of that and get rid of it for you. It's one of the more common symptoms of candida, for example. So if you've got a candida or another kind of yeast problem, that can cause a lot of bloating as well. The other things that cause it, it can be food allergies or sensitivities. If you've got a food allergy or sensitivity going on, the best way to establish this is to just do a straightforward elimination diet. If you suspect a food isn't agreeing with you, take it out for a week or two, see if the symptoms diminish any, and then if they do, you know that that's a problematic food. You can then sometimes start to slowly reintroduce it again and see if you've got rid of that reaction. Obviously, don't do that if you're severely allergic to anything, or if you've got celiac or anything, and you have to definitely stay off of gluten. What else can cause it? It can be dehydration. You may have noticed, say, if you've been out the night before and eaten lots of salty food, or maybe you've had a bit too much drink, this results in dehydration, which can cause bloating as well. So although it may seem counterintuitive, if you drink plenty of water, it's going to get things flowing properly for you and keep everything moving and alleviate a lot of this bloating. Okay, another big one is something called SIBO. All that means is you have got bacteria potentially growing in the wrong place. We want it to be in the large intestine. Sometimes it creeps up into the small intestine. We don't want it there, because if it starts making gases and bloating, it can be extremely uncomfortable. So we need to get rid of those, and kind of nudge them on down, make sure that we're addressing the underlying causes of whatever's going on there for you, to make sure they're growing and flourishing in the right place. That can be quite a big problem as well, and of course we can test for that too and find out if that's an issue. Hormone problems are notorious for causing bloating, so if you've got PMS or anything like that, perimenopause, that can cause bloating. If when you get your period, then that's going to alleviate that problem for you, so you'll know if that's an issue for you. So that's not normally too much of a problem. So if you've got bloating, how do you get rid of it? Well, basically, you need to be making sure you're eating 25 to 30 grams of fibre a day, different sources of fibre as well. So you know you're getting on top of this okay if you are having plenty of fruits and vegetables every day, a nice variety, a lot of different colours going on. You want to be having plenty of legumes, like lentils and chickpeas, things like that, other pulses, nuts and seeds, whole grains as well, if you tolerate those, okay, are all great sources of different kinds of fibre. So make sure you've got plenty of those going on, and you can be sure that you're going to be hitting those fibre targets every day and stopping bloating. Okay, you can try taking probiotics. Probiotics are going to help you to get that balance of good and desirable and not so desirable bacteria going on. But be warned though, sometimes probiotics can cause a bit of bloating to start with, so always start low and slow with those. And if you've got anything like SIBO, it can unfortunately make things a bit worse before they get better. So it's always best to test first and then see what you're dealing with, particularly if you've got very bad, persistent, uncomfortable bloating. You absolutely don't want to be making things worse for you there. Herbs and spices are fantastic. I always keep a nice supply of those at home, particularly herbal teas, because they can be so soothing for a lot of things. I find chamomile tea to be really beneficial for anything to do with the digestive system. I normally have, say, 2 or 3 cups in quick succession. Normally manages to, eliminate a lot of digestive problems you might experience. But things like fennel are great as well, making a ginger infusion. So chop up some ginger, put it in the bottom of a cup, pour boiling water on top, put a bit of manuka honey or something in there as well. That can be great for your digestive system. Have ginger in any form, so fresh and grated or as tea, or put it on your food. It's fantastic for your digestive system. Also other herbs as well, parsley, oregano, rosemary, etc. They're all fantastic for your gut as well and for bloating. So of course it's not all diet. If you get stressed, you'll notice that can really impact your digestion for so many ways, because your gut and your brain are always speaking to each other. So it can send things absolutely haywire with your digestive system. So you want to really try and get on top of stress, so learn to manage it with things like meditation or yoga, journaling, getting out in nature and going for a walk, whatever floats your boat, but anything that helps you to relax is always going to be fantastic for your digestive system, because stress impacts it in so many ways. It sends you into fight or flight, so you're not digesting properly and you've got food hanging around in your gut for too long. It can cause inflammation, all sorts of things which are going to really negatively impact your gut health. Okay, so I hope those few pointers help you, but if you do want to speak to me about anything, then please do book in for a free 30-minute chat so I can find out more about what you've got going on, etc. Okay, till next time, bye bye.